Look. Ingredients. This isn't all of them. There's more to come because we got to make icing for what we're making. Can you figure out what we're making just based on what you're seeing here? And ready? Look. Best kitchen helper ever. Chilling out in the kitchen. And I will address this. Yes, she does have her little compression brace on because her ankle was a little swollen. So we got her in here as well. Fourth best kitchen helper ever is in here too because I'm making maple things as requested. We are making maple cookies with maple icing. Let's do this. Welcome back to Snow Dog's Cooking, where if I can cook it, so can you. Which apparently I'm getting better at this the more and more videos I make. I guess that's how cooking works. Practice makes it better, because it'll never be perfect, but it'll be done, and done is better than perfect. Today, like I said, we are making some maple cookies. You need maple syrup for this, not log cabin, not artificial syrup. That's just sugar water. You need real maple syrup. We're actually using maple syrup that we made. We should probably show you guys how to make maple syrup. If we do that again this year, remind me to make a video on that. Checking in on second best kitchen helper. Are you gonna come help me? You might. And third best kitchen helper assumed I was gonna turn the oven on and took off and came and hid in here. Oh, Kira. You're goofy. All right, I'll make some cookies. So as always, the ingredients for this will be listed down in the video description below. We're going to need 2 sets of ingredients. This is the ingredients for the cookies, and then we're going to need ingredients for the icing that we're going to make as well. So what are we going to need? We're going to need 2 1/3 cups of all-purpose flour. We're going to need a teaspoon of floof powder. Today it is baking soda, 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 cup of unsalted butter, room temperature. It's nice and soft. You're also going to need 1 room temperature egg. You are going to need a teaspoon of maple extract and a teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 cup of dark brown sugar. Now, we mixed our dark brown sugar and our light brown sugar together, and so that's what I'm using, but dark brown sugar is going to give this a much richer flavor. You're going to need 1/3 cup of pure maple syrup. We made that maple syrup. And then, this is optional. I know some of you out there don't like nuts, but if you do, you want to add 1 cup of chopped pecans. How do you say it? Tell me down in the comments. But 1 cup of those. You could also use walnuts, but pecans and maple just like go together. We're going to go ahead and start making this. You're going to need 2 bowls, 1 for your dry ingredients and 1 for everything else. I am using my KitchenAid mixer for this. You can also just use a hand mixer to mix your dough together. But first we're going to mix all of the dry ingredients. So the flour goes in the bowl, and then the salt, and then the floof powder. And now we're going to get some whiskey business, and we're going to whisk all these dry ingredients together. You just want them to be nice and mixed so that when you put them with the wet ingredients, it's not like all clumped together in little tiny clumps. You may also notice I didn't say preheat the oven. This dough actually has to be chilled for like at least an hour to 2 hours, but you could chill it for like up to 2 days if you really wanted to, so you can make this ahead of time. So don't preheat your oven quite yet because we got to chill this. Now we get to do that fun thing where we cream together our room temperature butter and our brown sugar. So we're going to put it in here and cream it together. Take that stick of butter and plop it right in the bowl. Where you live, does your butter come in sticks like this, or is it a block? Let me know. And now we're going to take the brown sugar, pour it right in there, and cream this together. To cream it together, we're going to use my paddle attachment. I'm going to start this off on a low speed, and then I'll probably put it to like a medium speed for 1 to 3 minutes. As soon as it's creamed together, you'll know. So it's going to look about like that. Now we're going to take our farm fresh room temperature egg. Thank you to Greg and his chickens for the egg. And we're going to put that in there. And now we're going to mix it again for like 30 seconds. You just want the egg to be broken up. Ooh. Now we're going to add the rest of the wet ingredients. So both of the extracts and the homemade maple syrup, which you might have homemade, but you probably will have to buy some from the store. We have some extract. Which one do you think that was? Vanilla or maple? That was definitely vanilla. Next, the maple extract. And then the maple syrup. Look at this. Beautiful. And now, once again, we're going to mix this, again, like 30 seconds. This smells amazing all by itself. Like, can we just eat that with a spoon? Probably not a good idea because there's a raw egg in it, but holy cow, this smells amazing. All your dry ingredients, slowly pour right into the mixture. Can I do this with one hand and not drop everything? I think I can. I did it. And now we're gonna mix this until everything is just like combined. You don't want to overmix it because that makes the flour like gummy. So until it's just combined. Mix it on low. If you try to mix it higher than that, it's gonna throw your flour everywhere. So I start on the stir setting and kind of mix it a little bit, and then I'll go to the low setting, which is one step above that. And we'll mix it together. So that's pretty combined. We're gonna go ahead and put the pecans right into this bowl. Let me turn this and get it out of the way a little bit so I can pour these in there. And then we're gonna mix that just a little bit until that's combined. That's about what it's gonna look like. See how it looks nice and creamy? I am gonna transfer it to a different bowl, and I'm gonna put that bowl in the fridge. And Jamie has arrived again. Are you gonna try it?
I'm gonna clean the beater, right?
Well, I mean, somebody has to. The dogs can't. Whoa. Ooh. Okay. Is it gonna be amazing?
That's gonna be amazing.
Yeah? Should I have made twice as many so we have some left for game night?
Yeah, that's gonna be really good.
Yeah? Yeah? Okay, well, get out of my kitchen.
Right,
I gotta keep making.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm gonna transfer that to this bowl, and I'm gonna put it in the fridge for, like I said, about an hour to an hour and a half. It's just gonna make it easier to work with. So we have our cookie dough out of the refrigerator. I left it in for about an hour and a half. Pro tip, if you do decide to leave it in like overnight or for way longer than 2 or 3 hours, let it sit to kind of like not be so cold for like 30 to 45 minutes. You don't want it to necessarily get to room temperature, but you also don't want it to be too cold that you can't work with it. So now we're gonna go ahead and preheat the oven to 350. And we have our cookie sheet, and we're gonna make some cookie balls. Cookie balls are going to be about 1.5 tablespoons, so I have my little cookie baller that's going to help, and then we're going to roll them into cookie balls and put them on the spots. That way when they spread out, they're not going to run into each other, hopefully. Let's do this. And of course, best kitchen helper ever comes right at, you're not in your spot though. At least you're not where I'm going to trip over you, but you're supposed to be over there. You made it in here. That's good enough. Jamie came to help. So he's going to ball out the dough for me. And then, yes, I washed my hands. I'm gonna go ahead and mold that together, and you want it to look like this. So like a little ball. That's what we're doing. We ended up with 30 cookie balls total. We went ahead and balled all our cookies up, but I'm only gonna do one tray at a time because I want them to cook evenly. So we're gonna put these in the oven for like 12 to 14 minutes, somewhere around there. We're kind of gonna watch them, and they're gonna flatten a little bit, and then the edges should get brown. So as soon as this preheats to 400, we're gonna pop them in the oven. All right, they're out of the oven. These ones went for 14 minutes. Now I'm gonna let them sit on this tray for like 5 to 7 minutes because they're very soft. And then I'm gonna put them on a cooling rack. All right, the cookies have been completely cooled. I've moved them to some parchment paper, and now we're gonna make some icing. You're gonna need, look, more maple syrup, 1/3 cup of maple syrup, 2 tablespoons of butter, and then 1 cup of powdered sugar, sifted well. So I have my sifter here. We're gonna pour it in there. We're gonna sift it. We're gonna melt this in here. And then once it's melted, you don't want it to boil. You don't want it to do any of that. You wanna make sure the butter's melted. Everything gets a little bit warm. Then we're gonna mix it into here. And then we're gonna drizzle it all over here. 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter into the pan. And 1/3 of maple syrup into the pan. And like I said, we just want this to melt the butter. Got my bowl, got my sifter, 1 cup of powdered sugar. Try not to spill it everywhere. Pour it into the sifter. Oh, I did it. It's all in there. Now I'm gonna sift it into the bowl. So if you're wondering why we're sifting it, can you see like those, see that big ball right there? That's what we're trying to avoid. Because when we heat this and pour it into here, those balls will get really, really hard, and we don't want that. That's why we want to sift this. All right, so there's just that one little piece of butter left. As soon as that is melted, and I'm just using the whisk that's melted, we're gonna go ahead and pour it right into here, and then whisk it some more. We got this. Mixy, mixy, mixy. I'm making a really nice light icing. While it's still a bit warm and easy to work with, I'm just going to use a spoon, and I'm just going to show you on one of them. Kind of get it and just like drizzle it over the cookie. That spoon wasn't very warm, but you kind of get the idea. Kind of like that. Drizzle it on there. Oh my goodness. Now this glaze should dry, not like super hard, but fairly hard, within 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how cold it is where your cookies are sitting. Oh, that one looks amazing. They all look amazing. So we're gonna let them sit here. We're gonna let the glaze dry, and then we're gonna give them a try. Oh my goodness. Yeah, these look amazing. We're gonna have Jamie try one, see what he thinks. Wait a minute, it wouldn't be right if you didn't get something. You gotta get something, and you gotta get something, and you gotta get something. But since we make cookies with stuff that you can't have, I have cookies. Best kitchen helper ever. Second best kitchen helper ever. Third best kitchen helper ever. Sorry that I make cookies that you can't have. Sometimes that happens. Okay, now let's see what the cookies taste like. All right. I didn't show them that you already tried the icing, but you did try the icing.
It smells good.
It does smell really good. Yeah? And it's got the pecans in it.
Don't necessarily need the pecan, but
Next time maybe try them without and see what we think, if we like it better with or without.
oh,
If you guys end up making them and you make them without the nuts, let us know what you think about them. The audience can make them without and tell us what they think. Look at that cookie. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a win? All right, that's a win. Oh yeah, do the thing. Make the cookies. Ridiculously good. Do the thing. That was definitely a win. Oh my goodness, those are amazing. For storage, airtight container, you know, same way you store most fresh cookies. They do have the glaze on them, so if you stack them, the glaze did turn out pretty hard. I don't think it's gonna like matter if you stack the cookies. But let us know if you end up making these. Let us know if you make them with the nuts or without, and which way you like. I do think I will make them again without nuts. Maybe the next time I know Greg's coming over, because he doesn't like nuts. I didn't think about that when I was making them. Otherwise, I might have left him out because he's coming over tomorrow, the day after I make these. So you might have to just chew around him. But anyway, let us know what you think. Let us know what you want to see us make next. As always, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Stay positive, dream big, and we will see you again soon. Goodbye, audience.